Well, hello, everybody. This is our first recording for the Snipers. Got a couple of things to talk about. Clash practice. Lots of good stuff going on. Let's get into it. Regarding the stream, this is just going to be a recording uploaded to YouTube for now, just as an introductory video. However, in the future, once we wait for that 24-hour time period for your YouTube to allow us to stream, we'll start doing some streams here and there. And of course, I had to redo a ton of stuff in OBS, so eventually we'll get intro slides, different music, all sorts of great stuff. So without any further ado, the things that I wanted to get into before the Clash starts is to pull it up on screen, maybe do a practice run. I haven't played on my PC in the game in a little while, so hopefully that goes well. We could talk bag setups. I can go through my bags, explain why I do some of those things, why I have the cards in that specific order, that type of thing, as well as go over our tournament, our in-house tournament. If you are participating in the tournament, I can pull up the rules again. But for those that are in the Snipers or the mini Snipers, our secondary team, if you ever want to get in on that, keep an eye out for future tournaments. However, related to the tournament, before I pull up my game, is that we're having a snipe off. So far, we are in our second day. Duels have been sent out. A couple of people have responded already to the second duel, but this is the closest to the pin. I wanted to kind of go over this in the recording / on stream, mainly just to explain the concept of this. I really like hosting these types of tournaments, these closest to the pin challenges, since you all that participate will be kind of competing against each other to see how close you can get in as few strokes as possible. Obviously, acing one of these holes is the best, the fewest strokes, and there's 0 distance added to your score that day. But it's a multiple day event usually, like a 3-day event or a 4-day event. 1 duel per day is all you need to respond to when you're participating. It's super easy to just do that 1 duel a day, and in the flyers that are posted ahead of time, you can see which pins at which yardages and which holes, so you can go ahead and practice. You can send each other duels, you can practice the hole a bunch of times. I know a couple of people are already practicing for before they make their attempt for the day 2. I went ahead and got rid of the top 50% cut line after the second day, just since this is the first one that we're hosting. And then after the 3rd day, though, I will reserve the top 8 for Championship Sunday, being that the top 3 will get prizes. First place will get a crate of 100 balls of their choice. Second and third place will get a box of 12 of their choice that are in the web store. I usually keep the wind speed very low. It just takes a few times cycling the duels back and forth until I get a better wind. I try to keep it either a headwind or a tailwind at less than 6 miles an hour. I try not to keep it too much side to side, but sometimes it happens. Usually it's an open bag tournament unless we do themed tournaments. I will say, though, that we don't allow premium balls used. Some tournaments I'll host specifically allow for premium balls, and that's fine. Like, for example, a March St. Patrick's Day themed, I would allow lucky balls, which would give you an extra yard off of your score kind of thing. So for themed events like that, that's fine, but generally, no premium balls. I am going to start allowing Magnesis and Sparky. If you want to risk it for Magnesis, totally fine. So really it's just no premium balls is the main rule. I try to update the results in the spreadsheet. I've got a handy dandy spreadsheet to convert distances into a Google Sheet. And again, prizes. Good stuff. You can always ask me any questions you need about the tournament as it's going on, but let me pull up our game. There we go. I did manage to get a brand new overlay here. I used the Gemini AI. Please create a 16:9 aspect ratio image of golfers holding sniper rifles in the left and the right thirds of the image, and this is what it gave me. Pretty cool. I do have some dual responses though I want to check out so we can add it to our spreadsheet. Let's see what it came up with. Oh, I already added these. Okay, I had added bungees and DWOs to the sheet already. So that's fine. Cool. The bags that I have, I showed a little video in the Discord here, but I usually start at 15 as my first one because I have hot streak bags, whether or not I want to have those long distance ones for hot streak doubled or hot streak not doubled, or maybe a hot streak that I want extra bounce reduction with gear shift and maelstrom if the wind is low enough. But typically, this is my hot streak bag. Double the wind, double the accuracy for me. For some reason, I can't hit the perfects as nearly as often. So you could go Conspiracy Maelstrom. That's probably the best all-arounder. You get a little bit more bounce reduction out of Maelstrom, but you do have a little bit less accuracy. So personally, I like to gear shift it. I get better accuracy on gear shift anyway. We know gear shift is a tough cookie. The Hot Streak Par 3 bag, perhaps paired with a Crow Ball or a Turbino Ball, will get you there. No spin, typically. It's a nice little Par 3. Dive Bomb is the older version of my favorite Dive Bomb, or my favorite Par 3 class. Dive Bomb's really good, really great, especially if you're a little bit lower level as well. Dive Bomb's a great one. Leviathan's what I'm using on this second day Twin Cities Hole 2. Leviathan's useful for certain things. And a lot of different ones. This is similar to the Blacksmith bag as well, where we are opting for Cyclotron and Conspiracy for that little bit. For me, I get that little bit of extra bounce reduction on Cyclotron because my Maelstrom is not quite yet level 12. So I went with that. The Sky Fury bag, I like to pair it with Dive Bomb to cut down on the wind if I drive with Sky Fury, having Dive Bomb in the bag. The Flashpoint Explorer bag, lovely. Great bag for mythicals, tropicals alike, those long ones over distances. The one that we came up with for the Clash, for the higher levels, is actually from, I think Reno was the first one to mention this. Shout out to Reno for the help. This one starts with Crystallize, Flashpoint, Meteor, Maelstrom, and Atlantis. It's probably what we're going to go with because we have to have three Nautilus clubs. For some of them, though, I will put in Windstrike for, I think it's hole 1 and 3 in Tropical. I'll opt for Windstrike instead of Flashpoint. My standard Windstrike bag here, I like to go with the Conspiracy doubled to maximize that wind reduction, and I just pair it with an Earth Ball if I'm really going for a tournament. If I'm not really playing it that seriously and I'm not risking a premium ball, I'll swap Maelstrom in there for the bounce reduction, or if the wind's low enough, which is nice, but typically I focus on the wind resistance and using a premium ball if I have to. If it's a Par 3 Windstrike, I just grab that Meteor, move it over. I don't really need Windstrike doubled from Meteor, so I can double the wind resistance, double Maelstrom for my Par 3s. I don't need as much distance, but by default, I stick with that. Fusion bag, lovely little fusion bag, useful for the volcano hole. A couple other holes where you really want to just hit it way up there. It almost glitches out of the map when it's that high off the drive. If you are one that really needs more distance, maybe a lower level perhaps, or on a hole that you don't get as big of benefits in Windstrike, you can pair it with Steadfast and Rook. Rook will allow you to have a little bit less, some wind resistance, which is nice. Kind of compensates for the fact that we're getting rid of Conspiracy for Steadfast. And for me, actually, I like to either have Maelstrom there for the bounce reduction, or if I really need to, Steadfast for that extra distance. But I like this better. Sun Mag, those of you that use Mag, you know, you can either take out Conspiracy. I like to have it in, unless I need that extra distance. I'll swap it out, take it out, and get extra distance, 19 distance compared to 15. A little bit more control as well. There's different magnesis bags out there. I don't use it too much. Wave, definitely a good one. R3 bag. A longer high flight bag, which is cool with Ember. Increasing the distance, this thing can reach pretty far. Bounces a little bit more than I'd like, but that's okay. My high fly roller bag for par 3. Amazing for par 3s. Probably my favorite within 190 yards. Blacksmith bag is very useful for the mythical hole 3, I think it is, that par 3. And a couple other ones. This thing splats onto the green. Slight forward spin helps roll towards the hole, and then we're back here. So let's try out our Clash practice on the computer and see if I can make this work. So this is the first one, hole 1. Hopefully the wins in the actual Clash that are about to happen aren't... Clash starts in 45 minutes or so, maybe, a little less. I can just start with Wind Strike. If the winds are going to be like this, though, I'm probably going to use a Crow Ball or something like that. It's a headwind, so it's not too difficult. I think I'll Crow Ball it. I really just... I'll do a slight forward spin, not grab it on the edge. I want to leave it maybe about... It's a little short. So yeah, with a mouse, this is so much harder to... I don't have the mouse that I usually use. I might plug that in a minute. I have a better mouse for this. It's very jumpy, this one. Yeah, I'm gonna plug my other mouse in. This seems like decent distance to get close. Maybe one more tick up. There we go. A little harder to line up on the mouse. This mouse, I have to use a different one. Okay. But not bad, not bad. I feel like oh gosh, 25 yards out. I could do way better on my phone here. Maybe with the other mouse as well. Since we have Crystallize, we will just pop a gem ball on there. It's still not enough. I'm probably going to Maelstrom heavy ball it. I know this is just Clash practice, so it's not a big deal, but for the sake of the recording, I will use Premium Ball here. That's enough. There we go. Perfect. A good start. A good start. Let me plug that mouse in, actually. Hold on, this thing's driving me nuts. Boom. This one, perfect. Unplug that. The only issue with this mouse is that sometimes I accidentally misfire with it. Oh well. Let's try this out. This seems, oh, so much smoother. Okay. We're gonna switch gears here to our Flashpoint version. Probably going to stick with a Crow Ball as well, or one of those. I'm probably going to put a little bit of backspin on it. I don't know how it'll turn out quite yet. This thing will bounce a lot more than I'd like, so I don't want it too far on the left. It'll kick way... That's probably enough right here. There we go. Yeah, this mouse is way better for it. Almost landed directly into the hole. Okay, 20 yards might be a little too far for... That's the only issue with Atlantis is it's a little tricky. I'm gonna chip again with a heavy. I don't have that many gem balls. I shouldn't say that. I have 97 of them, so it's fine. Oh, this mouse is way more sensitive. I like it. I can still play. Oh, okay. That's unfortunate. I was gonna say I can still play well. sort of. Everything feels a lot smoother on my phone though, but in some ways I feel a lot more precise. So this one, 11 miles an hour, ugh. Gosh, I hope the Clash isn't like this. We're gonna shift back to Windstrike. Usually Clash winds are a little more reasonable, unless it's advertised as a windy. We're gonna crowball that one for sure. Instant 3 yards. I'm gonna do a slight pure top spin. I don't want to aim too far. And we're gonna go right about there. Let it hit the trees to slow it down. Oh, 3 miles an hour is still a lot sometimes. All right, it did slow it down. That's good. And I put too much roll on it. I can't wait to play this Clash on my phone instead. I can still hit perfects though. Maybe I just gotta change some settings in my application. I still albied it. I just play so much more on my phone. I only really play on the PC when it's stream time. But I could probably tweak some settings here. Now I'm gonna stick with Flashpoint for this one. I know a couple of you use a different set. I saw TCS use a wave for one of them. It was nuts. We're gonna do top spin, aiming at this side so it's gonna move a lot more than I want it. I think about here. This might be flawless. Oh, close. I'll take 6 yards on a computer. Ah, choked the putt though. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Okay, all right. This one definitely is a great Flashpoint one. I'm gonna have to crowball it though, unfortunately. But that's okay. I did buy a bunch of crowballs for this specifically. This one definitely moves. See how this one goes. Ooh, I like this line. I like this line. Oh, no way. Come on. No, I missed. That would have been nice. All right, let's tap it in for an 11 on a computer for the first time in a long time. I can easily hit a 10 on my phone. We got this. That's what I'm thinking. It's mostly the same bag. Just switching out Windstrike for a couple of the holes. Any ball that you feel like you need to use is totally fine. Okay, let's get through our pack responses. And just to quickly showcase the bag that I'm using, depending on Windstrike and Flashpoint, Crystallize is lovely. It'll give a random club in your bag, +3 power. Also, if you use a gem ball, the bonuses will be +3, +3, +3, which is nice. Also helps Atlantis' putts. Let's see. We have Atlantis, of course, Maelstrom for the bounce reduction, Meteor to double that Maelstrom so you're not bouncing all over the place, and then choosing your club of choice. That's what I'm going with. We are gonna stop the recording here, keep it nice and short and sweet. I think we just hit about 20 minutes almost. But stay tuned for future streams. We're gonna do some live streams. We'll have people in the chat. I'm gonna figure it out to where the chat's gonna show up on the stream. We'll have all sorts of new goodies and fun stuff coming. So keep an eye out. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your family, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Try your best in the Clash. Reach out if you have questions, and good luck.